Book one was all about the books that I've read for the last 40 years, and today I have my special guest. She's the author of the book The Good Kind of Cancer, Turning Pain into Purpose One Day at a Time. No other than Miss Alicia Rush.
Hi,
Welcome,
thank you for
welcome.
having me.
Welcome, Miss Alicia on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
I well, first, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And to the listeners, please excuse my voice. This is part of my cancer journey. I am 54 years old, and at 51 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 2 thyroid cancer. And so I am actually a three-time cancer survivor. My journey has been incredible over the last 3.5 years. Um, and that's where the book comes in. But I live in Lake Arrowhead, California. I'm a mother of two boys. I have been married for 10 years. Um, so, an author, I'm new to being an author and I'm loving the journey.
Loving the journey indeed. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Alicia. Thank you for inspiring me. What inspired you to write The Good Cancer, kind of turning pain into purpose one day at a time?
What inspired me was I was actually just writing what I had been through, the trauma. In the last 3.5 years, I've had 10 surgeries. I was told I would never speak again. I've died twice, been
Mm-hmm.
brought back. So I thought if I would write this out, it would help me heal from the trauma. And it ended up becoming a book.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for doing that, Miss Alicia. Thank you. So,
You're
how
welcome.
did you how did your personal experience with cancer shape the core message of the book?
My experience was you can actually overcome a lot of what the doctors say you'll never do again. Again, I was told I'd never speak. I do have paralyzed vocal cords, but my voice is slowly coming back. So it's even though the journey in front of you looks dark, there is hope at the end of it.
There is a hope, people. The hope is always in the corner. So grab it. Don't lose your hope. Your subtitle is a health memoria, right? How does framing its a
Yes.
memoria implying to curated embrace or remembrance differ from writing standard a memoir or a medical guidebook? What does this form allow you to do?
It allows me to just be one on one. I feel like it was more of a one on one with the reader. I didn't hold back anything. There's a lot of different trauma in there, things that happen within my family as well. It just, I felt like writing it this way. It's just, I was more real and raw.
Okay. Raw. So you promised turning pain into purpose. What does the alchemical process actually look like in a granular daily level when one is the throes of treatment, fear, and physical depletion?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
No worries. So you promise the turning pain into purpose, right? So what does this
Yes.
alchemical process actually look like on a granular daily level?
Oh, what does it look like? Um, I could have given up, and we need to turn our pain into purpose. My big saying is feel the pain, feel the loss, but don't unpack and stay there. So I feel that you can turn what you're going through into good if you really want to. I read this book. I have helped so many people. I have been at the edge to where, honestly, I wanted to take my own life going through this. And, people feel that way. And knowing that there is a light on the other side, hopefully that'll help other people get through what they're going through.
Mm. Yes, there's a light, people. Don't lose your hope. The paradox of a good patient, Miss Alicia. There's an often pressure on patient to be positive or flight or fight. How does your concept of good actively reject toxic positivity and instead make space for grief, anger, and full emotional spectrum?
My I wasn't the best patient. I was so depressed during this time.
Mm,
I wanted to give up. But you know what? I learned. I had a near death experience. I had two of them. And the last one, when I came out and they brought me back, I saw things in a different light. That's the only way to explain it. I felt hope. I knew that my life had a bigger meaning, um, that there was something more waiting for me. And you just have to believe that.
yes. A bigger meaning to inspire us. Miss Definitely. To inspire us, Miss Alicia. On the
Yes.
narrative and emotional journey, the diagnosis as a narrative fractures. How did the moment of diagnosis not just change your health, but shatter the story you were living? How do you begin to pick it up, the pieces, and write a new narrative one day at a time?
When I was told that I had cancer, I was shattered. They kept doing a bunch of tests and everything, and it took me about 3 years to pick up the pieces. I had to have surgery after surgery. I had a tracheostomy, which you can see in the cover of my book, which is a pipe that helped me breathe. Um, it was difficult to think I was going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. But again, one day I just had that overwhelming feeling that I can get through this. And then, the thinking changes into positivity, and you just have to continue with it. Um, but it took a long time. I'm not going to lie about that. It wasn't, oh, I've got cancer. I've got this. I'm okay. I went into a deep, dark hole for a long time.
Mhm. But you survived. You did it.
Yes.
You did it, Miss Alicia, and
Yes.
congratulations. You need a big applause
Thank
for
you.
that. You need a big applause. You did it.
Thank
You
you.
did it. You didn't give up. So thank you for that. Mapping the dual landscape, you had to navigate two terrifying parallel worlds, the internal landscape of your body and the external clinical landscape of hospital and protocols. How did you bridge these two worlds in your writing to give voice and unique dislocation?
Again, I was just really raw in my writing. Um, there are times that you have to fake that you're okay and that you're happy for your family
Mm-hmm.
so they don't worry. You don't want your family to worry about you or your kids. Um, Again, just being so raw is pretty much how I bridge that in the book.
So, Miss Alicia, tell us, in a crisis, the future is terrifying and the past is gone. How do you cultivate the profound discipline of presence the title suggests? What did you do on the hardest days to simply anchor in the present hour?
On the hardest days, I feel what's making it hard. Um, I feel it, I process it, and then you gotta let it go. You just have to let it go and keep moving forward. I died twice, but I came back twice. I had a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Did I know what my purpose was? No, I didn't until now.
Mm-hmm.
Being in my 50s and them saying that you'll never speak again or you're going to learn how to breathe differently. You've got to learn how to breathe again. It was so hard doing that. Something that you do every day of your life. And now you've got to relearn it. And again, I felt the emotions. I felt the heartache, but I didn't want to unpack and stay there. You've got to keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward, people, not backward. Forward and grab that hope. Cancer
Yes.
narratives often glorify the warrior. How did your definition of personal strength evolve from something external and combative to something more internal, vulnerable, and resilient?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, Mindset.
Mm, yes,
That's a
definitely.
hard one. I think a lot of it was mindset.
Definitely mindset, people. If you have a mindset of hope, mindset to survive, mindset to do everything to survive, it's something else plus your hope for sure.
Yeah.
The caregiver chapter, Miss Alicia. The journey is never solitary. How did your relationships with family, partners, friends transform under pressure? What did you learn about how to ask for and receive help in a way that was sustainable for everyone?
Um, well, with family and friends, believe it or not, when you get diagnosed, people run. I had a lot of family and friends disappear.
Mm,
Um, Unfortunately, my husband and I went through, it was during COVID. Um, he didn't want to go to the hospital because he didn't want to get COVID. He didn't want to take the test. So I basically was on my own. My kids were there, but family, friends, my husband just wasn't there. And after they said that I would have the tube in forever, I said, no, no, I won't. And my son Jacob and I started researching doctors and specialists. And we found a doctor in Los Angeles, Dr. Odell. And she was able to remove the trach and do surgeries in order to where I can breathe. And I didn't need that tube anymore. So you've got to do your due diligence as well. Don't just give up. Keep
hmm.
looking for answers.
Yes, don't give up and be diligent, people. Be resourceful.
Yes.
Navigating the medical gaze, Miss Alicia. In becoming a patient, you become a subject of intense medical scrutiny. How do you maintain your sense of self and autonomy within a system that often reduce persona to a chart or diagnosis and a protocol.
Again, you've just got to fight. You know, if they tell you one thing and you don't believe that that's it, you've got to fight. Don't just take what they give you. The doctors or the specialist, they're practicing medicine. They're not 100% at it. So you just have to be aware of your body. Um, Research, lots of research. Don't just take what they give you and say, okay, that's it. I've got cancer. Okay, I'm going to die. I've got cancer, but what else can I do?
Hmm. Yes, definitely. And the language of illness, Miss Alicia. How did you navigate the clinical, often dehumanizing language of medicine, like the tumor, the patient, the prognosis, and reclaim or reframe it to tell your own human story?
Again, you just take it, and I don't know how to answer that one. That's a good one. I don't know how to answer that one. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. No worries, Miss Alicia. Take it and make us inspiration. And Miss Alicia did. She wrote the book as an inspiration
Yes.
for all of us. The first smallest ritual after the diagnosis, grand plans are impossible. But it was the first smallest daily ritual or practice you established that give you a sense of agency and peace, becoming the foundation of you one day at a time approach.
Getting up every day because I didn't want to. So I forced myself into getting up every day, and that brought me some sort of peace. It helped me on my journey because there were days I wanted to stay in bed, days on days. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your first step is getting out of bed and starting that day.
Interesting, interesting, Miss Alicia. So, what is the most important thing you give readers permission to do, feel, or say that our cultures often denies those facing serious illness?
To feel, to mourn, we've got to feel what we've been told. We've got to accept it. But then again, just don't stay in it. Keep looking for the hope. Um, Feel it. Like with me, I had to mourn my voice, and I did. I mourned it. I miss my voice, but then I didn't unpack. After so long, I learned don't unpack and stay in that. Keep moving forward. Keep doing the research. Keep looking for alternative answers. They're out there.
They're out there to help you, people, just like Miss Alicia. Definitely. And how did you work to repair your relationship with your own body, moving to seeing it as side of betrayal to a partner in a healing even amidst of fragility?
Um, I started to listen to it more. I didn't listen to it before. Um, I kind of thought like I was invincible. I go to the gym now, which has been really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you listen to it. If something's off, get it checked early. Don't just, oh, it's just this or that, or listen to your body. Eat healthier.
Mm-hmm. Listen to your body, people, and well, exercise, eat healthy, no junk food. please. If someone
A
had
little
just
bit of junk food.
a little bit, a little bit. So, if someone just received a life altering diagnosis and pick up your book, what is the single message you hope meet them in the raw early moment?
That there's still hope. A diagnosis is just that, a diagnosis. It doesn't always have to be a death sentence.
Hmm. It's not a death. Yes, it's not a death sentence.
No,
Always there's a hope. Don't lose hope, people. Again, hope is always in the corner, in the ceiling. What else? Everywhere. So grab it. For the support system, Miss Alicia, what is the most counterintuitive but essential piece of advice you have for the friends and family of someone facing a serious illness, based on what you most needed but perhaps did not know how to ask for?
listen to them. Just let them get it off their chest. You don't need to respond. Um, if I just had someone that just listened and understood, I know you don't understand what I'm going through, but if I could just get this off my chest, come over and help them. If
Mm,
they need help, make a meal for them. You know, the little things like that goes a long way.
mm,
Just don't abandon your loved ones that are sick. And I've seen a lot of that. It's called cancer ghosting. And I know it's hard for you to come up with the right words to tell us or to make us feel better. But you know what? Sometimes we don't want you to make us feel better. We just want you to listen and be there.
mm. Just listen, people. Listen. By calling it memoria, you imply that it's both personal and meant to be shared. How is turning your pain into a public purpose affected your own healing and sense of legacy?
It's made me want to fight harder um, to get, you know, I still have more surgeries that I have to do. Um, it just makes me feel like there's more for me out there. Um, you know, you just gotta, like I said, I just know there's so much more, and I know it's helped. I've had people reach out and tell me it's helped them, and that's the why. That's because I sat there and said, why did I get this? Why do I have cancer? Why did he botch the surgery and do this to my voice? And now I know my why. And that's helped 100% on my healing.
Mhm. So, Miss Alicia, the ultimate transformations. By the end of the book, how did your understanding of what makes a life good or meaningful fundamentally change from what it was before your diagnosis?
You know, before I enjoyed life, I had a lot of friends. After the diagnosis at the end of the book, my circle is smaller, my friends are smaller, the amount that I have. Um, and now I try to live my life as best as I can, help others, make others feel loved.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. More love, love, love. People,
Yeah.
love, love, love. So, Miss Alicia, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, abstract poverty in its third season, and my book 101 review in its sixth season as well. Comedy 101 in third season, and Food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101 Love Letters Movie 101 Review, Music 101, our fourth season, Science 101, Sex 101 in third season, and my baby podcast, Trivia 101, Glow 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and of course, Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your
Yes.
podcast. So, Miss Alicia, writing as a healing versus witnessing. Was it the act of writing this book primarily a therapeutic process for you, or it was the start of act of witnessing and creating a guide for others? How did this intention shape the voice and structure?
Um, Knowing that when I wrote it, again, I was real and I was raw. I didn't hide, the family drama that happened and this and that. I want people to know when they read it that they're not alone. So, I believe that if I'm showing everything I went through in an honest light, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not trying to make myself look better or anything. I feel like when you're just whole and honest, other people realize that they're not alone. That, oh yeah, I've been through that too. I thought maybe I was the only one that went through that. When you're going through the hard times, it feels like you're the only one that's doing it, that's going through it. So writing it, it helped. I cried so much writing this book to get it all out. And I just wanted it to be out there so other people feel they're not alone in this journey that they're on.
You're not alone, people. If you need help, please do ask help. So, Miss Alicia Ross, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world.
Oh, you're
Again,
welcome.
yes. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your book, your advocacy, or whatever project that you're doing right now?
Yes, thank you. Yes, right now I'm still uh, doing book signings and things like that for the good kind of cancer. There will be another book coming out. I'm not sure as to when, but a follow up. And I'm also promoting. I wrote a 60 and a 90-minute trauma wellness course. So you can also, you can reach me through, I'm sorry, my mind sometimes goes,
No worries.
Instagram, Alicia Rush 77 on Instagram, or Alicia Rush on Facebook if you are interested in the book or the program to help you deal with trauma.
Yes, people support Miss Alicia Ross because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this will rise. So, Miss Alicia, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Modicon people, see you soon.